The Salesians came from Italy,
Yes.
and it's a religious congregation within the Catholic Church,
Yes.
founded by Saint John Bosco,
Okay.
a priest who had a passion for uplifting the welfare of the young people, and especially those who are poor.
Yes.
So he started gathering them and teaching them the catechism,
Yes.
and later he introduced trade schools that could teach them skills,
Yes.
and he also went ahead and was able to link up these trainees
Yes.
with the enterprises where they could get employment,
Yes.
and he could even go and visit them
Okay.
and offer them encouragement,
Yes.
and also continue help them in order to know how to relate very well in their work life.
Yes.
So it came a point that people appreciated his work,
Yes.
and one of the ministers in the government by then felt a concern and asked Don Bosco, what happens if you die?
Yes.
Will your work not come to nothing? And he advised him that it was good that he could start a congregation which could carry out his works. And with this, Don Bosco was given that prompting, and he started the Salesian congregation, which the main focus is the upliftment of the young people,
Okay.
so that first of all, at least they come to know who is God,
Yes.
and secondly, that they are taught on how to live a dignified life,
Okay.
and with a special focus on the vocational training, because that we believe it is the key to enabling the young people to access employment
Yes.
and enhance their livelihood. So currently the Salesians are working in over 130 countries.
Big number.
The number of the brothers and the fathers goes to roughly 15,000.
Okay.
The last statistics, I think it was roughly 16,000, but the numbers seem to be coming down. So we expect about 15,000 of them
Yes.
spread all over the world in all the continents.
Yes.
In Africa, we are working in over 30 countries. They are established, Don Bosco establishment in over 30 countries in Africa.
Yes.
And within the province here, because we are divided into provinces.
Yes.
So we have the province of Africa of the Great Lakes,
Yes.
which is made up of 3 countries,
Okay.
Rwanda, Burundi, and Uganda.
Yes.
And that's our juridical constituent where we as the Salesians within these regions are working.
Yes.
The headquarters is at Kigali,
Okay.
and the works are spread. We have 13 works that are going on. Here in Uganda we have 4.
Yes.
Guru, Bombo, where we have a secondary and technical schools.
Yes.
Here in Don Bosco Kam Namugongo,
Yes.
where we have a rehabilitation center and a primary school coming up.
Yes.
Then we have Kamuli, which is a vocational training center.
This school was started by a Dutch priest,
Yes.
missionary, and it started way back in 1989. 1989. The purpose of this has a similar background to that of the Salesians.
Yes.
Why? Because he saw that the boys were here in Kamuli,
Yes.
they were idling,
Yes.
and then he said, what can I do for them? So the best is to give them education. The best is to give them a technical education, skill.
Yes.
Some of them have no opportunity to go to school.
Yes.
So the best you can do for them is to give them this technical skill,
Yes.
carpentry, agriculture,
Yes.
plumbing, and all this stuff. Then they are able to do something for themselves tomorrow. A small beginning.
Yes.
Now it has become very big.
Bosco Bombo,
Yes.
the center which he started with this part of technical
Yes.
that is called Don Bosco Technical Center, Bombo. It started in 1989. This Don Bosco Bombo is a center managed by the Salesians of Don Bosco. Is following the programs of the government, but is managed by a missionary of Don Bosco. Don Bosco is Italian father, was a diocesan, but who loved, since his childhood, who loved the young people.
Okay.
And for that, as he grew up, he really wanted to help them.
Okay.
Not only willing, but he received it also
Yes.
as a vocation.
Yes.
At 9 years, he got a dream
Yes.
that he was called to help the young people. So it's like a mission which was given by Jesus and promised that Mary will be the helper. The charism of the Salesian of Don Bosco is to help the young people, most especially those who are poor, by educating them and evangelizing them.
I'm the director of this community of Don Bosco, Children's Life Mission. Actually, we are 4 confreres, Salesians, 2 priests and 2 brothers. Brother Hubert from Rwanda, Brother John Baptiste Van Tan from Vietnam, and Father Venusto Igurigwa from Rwanda, and Father Eli from Burundi. This community started in 2000, year 2000, but it was first led by Komboni, started by 2 Komboni, 1 father and 1 sister, and 1 Jesuit. 3 missionaries started this home of Namugongo. Then around 2005, they decided to hand over this community to Salesians of Don Bosco. Then at that moment, this country, Uganda, the Salesian communities were under the province of East Africa. Then East Africa took over, but they could not continue after, because this country, Uganda, was added to 2 African countries, that is Rwanda and Burundi, which belonged before to AFC, means Africa of the Central Africa province. That was Congo, Rwanda and Burundi. Because of political reasons, Rwanda and Burundi could not go easily to work in Congo, and the congregation decided to add Rwanda, Burundi together with Uganda in order to become a quasi-province. That's how this country, Uganda, and this community especially, was given to AGL, Africa of Great Lakes, the new province which was born in 2005. The mission of this community is to rescue the children from the street, to welcome them here in this home, children who are vulnerable, children who are HIV, children who are marginalized, and they are welcomed here and given attention, given education.
First of all, looking at it from the global perspective, is that we are able to reach a lot of young people, and we offer them education, and also this experience of God, because that forms part of us, that we are convinced that there is no meaning to live if you don't have God in your life. So we have this special emphasis that even Don Bosco gave us. The objective of the Don Bosco education is that you have to come up with a good citizen who is God-fearing. So we can say that we have contributed quite a lot in the life of the young people here in Uganda. We have quite a lot of life experiences of people who have been trained in centers, and right now they are working, and they are able to maintain their relationship with God. They are also able to carry out their their works.
Yes.
And I believe that this could be a success.
This school has achieved a lot, as I told you. First of all, is that performance.
Yes.
Since it started, it really stands well as performance is concerned.
Yes.
It has never gone beyond fifth at the national level
Okay.
as performance is concerned. So that gives us the joy.
Yes, yes.
The second element of joy is that people who are finished here, when you meet them, all of them, they tell you, we are okay, we are
They are doing something.
doing something.
Yes.
And whenever they do,
Yes.
you really feel the pride because they do well.
Yes.
All they serve, they feel happy.
Okay.
Then, of course, also morally,
Yes.
morally, they are giving. Majority of them, they are living a good life.
Okay.
We have not got any of those who have passed here
Yes.
who are in prison because of cheating. So they have tried to live as honest citizens. This technical school, since, as I told you, 1989,
Yes.
has helped a good number of this place
Yes.
in coming out of poverty. You know, education is the key always, even though they have started to say that.
Yes.
When we were young, they used to say that education is the key. Now when you have finished the education,
Yes.
the government has changed the padlocks. But education always remains the key.
Yes.
And it has helped many young boys and girls.
One of the achievements we have really got and we are proud of is the big number of the children who have been rehabilitated. Because as the mission is to rescue those children, it also has to rehabilitate them afterwards. And now we have more than 200 children who have been rehabilitated, who are in the society outside, who are running businesses, who are working, and those also who are teaching in the schools, who are educating other children who are poor, and here and there. The work is done very well. They are very happy. Sometimes they come here to greet us. We socialize and we meet and we encourage each other.
This school was started by this Dutch priest. Yes. But then later, the diocese took it, and after that, they gave it to the Salesians. So we are here in Kamuli, basically running this school, and we are also running a youth center.
Okay.
It has not come out well,
Yes.
but also there's something interesting here in Kamuli.
Yes.
We have a band, and they say this band started for a very long time.
Yes.
I think also by this Dutch priest.
Yes.
He there in the parish and then came over here. And this band today has produced a lot of people in the military and in the police
Yes.
who are playing the band. So we are giving skill through them. Through this band, we are giving skill to these young people.
After leaving teaching in 1985,
Yes.
together with a priest from Holland who was called Father Wayne and Heiss,
Yes.
then parish priest of Kamuli Catholic Church.
Yes.
He persuaded me very well to start a child care sort of project,
Yes.
which was then called CCF, meaning Christian Children's Fund,
Yes.
with headquarters in Virginia,
Yes.
USA. So from that point, he had about 6 children to start off with education.
Yes.
He was sponsoring, but when I started the organization, we enrolled many children.
Okay.
After leaving teaching, 1986, I continued with the registering more students who are vulnerable.
Yes.
We combined 2 ways. We started a brass band,
Yes.
and the brass band was targeting the vulnerable children. Who are the vulnerable children? Whose parents, these may be orphans,
Yes.
these could be people from families that are objectively poor.
Yes.
And then we paid their fees. In the evenings they would do practice
Okay.
while fees is being paid.
Yes.
After a few years, we realized the number had risen to over 400 children we were paying fees for. Now, in between, it came to our mind, some children were going to secondary school. Some could not make it. Others, after P7 or P5, they lost their parents or could not raise fees anymore. So I suggest to Father Waynan that if it was possible, we would have these dropouts to go in for skills training.
And this band is still there, and we are trying to make it maybe better than how it has been. But of course, it's history. I mean, we are not allowed to die down at all. So it's here. And behind here, we're also trying to build a youth center, which, you know, the garage occupied a space or a small building for the band. But so soon, maybe in January or so, we'll have the building ready, and we'll try to have that. We will also try to, there are plans in place to bring a studio here. Studio here in Kamuli. So Kamuli is coming up. St. Joseph is improving every day. There are plans, and there are, how you call it, there are people ready to push this idea forward.
Mainly the future plan for the Don Bosco Technical School is to increase the departments.
Okay.
We are now thinking in the near future to add the catering and the agriculture.
Okay.
This is already by next year. We want to add it. Beside the carpentry, building, tailoring, metal and plumbing, electrical, hairdressing, we have now. We want to add that catering and agriculture in the near future.
Fortunately that we have not come up with the clear statistics of how many people we have been able to reach. But from a general perspective, there are a lot of people who have been assisted, and they are enjoying the works of Don Bosco. So we feel ourselves that the society is benefiting quite a lot with the works of Don Bosco. One of the challenges that we could highlight relates with the enormous work that need to be carried out for the sake of the young people. The statistics shows that in Uganda, over 75% of the population is below the age of 30. And that is the segment that we are working on. If you look at the number of the Salesians, they are few. Though there are other religious and non-government organizations that are working with the youth, but we feel that as the Salesians we have a special charism to be with them. So that enormous percentage of the young people that demands our services is so overwhelming, and it becomes a challenge. How do we reach them? So the next will be the issue of the infrastructure investment that is required. Because in order to serve them, they require a lot of infrastructure investment. Schools that are up to date, tools that are able to help them, and also there is a kind of a support that can be able to link them to the industries. So as far as the resources, we call them financial resources, call them infrastructure resources, that it becomes a challenge. The third challenge could be termed up with the attitude of the community towards the young people. It is still a bit of a negative, where they see the young people as just a recipient and people who are not able to contribute to the society. And we need to change that perspective, because they are part and parcel of the society, and they have their share of contribution, which is equivalent to their level of the status in which they are. So we need to really reaffirm that and be able to help them to feel that they are part of the society. They are not only beneficiaries, but they are part and parcel of the society. We could also speak about the challenge of the influence of different sort of negative cultures, negative information that comes from different sources, which is so distorted. The different cult that is influencing the young people.
Yes.
We have this cult that promises the young people richness without doing anything.
Yeah, surely.
So that one becomes a challenge because it is so attractive to the young people.
Yes.
And until they are completely lost, they don't discover.
Surely.
So there is a need of also how to counteract this kind of negative influences in the lives of the young people,
Yes.
so that they are given an enabling environment that can be able to help them to discover themselves in their lives.
I will say here in Kamuli, our main focus is this school. But to run this school, we need a lot of money. So our main challenge here is basically money. If you don't have money, you cannot run this school.
Surely.
Yes, so we need a lot of money to run this school. And sometimes we don't get this from the student.
Yes.
So we want to do many things.
Yes.
We have the personnel, but we need money, I would say.
Yes.
And we need also to train our teachers in the Salesian way,
Yes.
to help the young people to understand the mission of Don Bosco and the plan that God has for them through Don Bosco.
Yes.
So that is also what we have to help these young people to acquire.
Funds, resources, financial resources, human resources. We have workers, some are not really familiarized with this Don Bosco system of educating young people. It is a challenge for them to cope with the weakness of some of the children we have, because they have a very tough background. They need kind of understanding, a kind of patience, just slowly, giving attention to them, they can become better and can improve their behavior and their discipline. So that is one of the challenges we have on the side of the workers. And also on the side of children, there is another challenge that it takes long time to change, to understand, to transform their behavior. They come, some are aggressive, some are drugs addicted, some are thieves. So it is not easy to change them in one day or in 1 year. That is one of the challenges. So as parents and as fathers, we need really a lot of patience, and also God is there for us. He's there, we just pray for them. Most of the cases those children change, but they request a lot of patience and a lot of work.
The mentality of people, majority of us
Yes.
are not from this country.
Yes.
Then the way the believing of our people has really challenged us.
Okay.
You found there is still kind of dualism there. They want to believe in God and they go also again for which doctors.
Yes.
It is still challenging us.
Yes.
Even though in our young people we don't see it so much, but again the embracing of the values of the gospel
Yes.
continues to be challenging.
Yes.
The second and biggest challenge in our education here is the value they give it to the marriage.
Yes.
Polygamy and faithfulness is challenging so much
Okay.
our young people. The education and the training in the technical school, the main challenge is the tools. Don't have enough. And even the ones we were having, imagine it's from 1989.
So
Majority of them they
all
are now
the
old,
technology.
and to change it is not easy.
Yes.
So practically this could be the major concerns that we feel that they need to be assisted. And of course, creating an enabling environment for the young people to access employment opportunities.
Yes.
Because after all, if they are trained and they have all this but they are not getting the work, then it doesn't really solve the kind of concern that we have. So we would like to see how does the government come in and create enabling environment so that enterprises can be developed.
Yes.
And when the enterprises are developed, then they increase their employment opportunities for the young people.
As a community, we are just building, we are still building the primary school. where these children who we rescue, who we bring within this community of Children in Life Mission, attend the primary education. So the plan will be to welcome as many children as possible, to give them a chance to acquire knowledge, to acquire wisdom, to acquire religious education and the Christian values, Catholic values within our institution. Because we are still building this school, we don't have enough funds to finish. We would like to get some people of goodwill, of course, who can come in and help us to finish this school, and also to contribute to help us educating and because educating a young person without feeding him, it is also another challenge. He can go to school, but when he has no food, most of those children, they go back to the street. So we need help from many people, donors, and to help us in all the spheres of this home, because we have education, we have sports, we have evangelization, catechism, we have acrobatics, we have school, we have farm, we have gardens. So each help which can help in those areas, those spheres, we can really appreciate.
I want to suggest to the people out there to send their children here, to promote technical education, and to be serious with education. You know, because you may send your children here, but you are not serious about the education. But there are success stories from here, people who have succeeded, who went through this technical school, and they have made it in life. So, I mean, there are a lot of potentials here. And also, my suggestion will be how we can upgrade this school to a diploma.
So we would like really to have many who will join us and help in, for example, funds for getting the tools, the equipments, as one of the elements which can help us, and in informing also the personnel. We have good students who come out of this. If we can get a support and we follow them well, they go, for example, for advance, we can be getting again good personnel.
Regards to the issue of the enormous number of young people and the diminishing number of the Salesians, I would suggest that as the Salesians, we need to make our works known. We need to move around and promote vocation to the Salesian life, so that we can get good brothers, good priests who will carry on the Salesians' work and be able to reach even far and wide among the young people. So the other challenges that concern the negative influences and all this, it also goes with the society being developed in order to really know what is the value that is of great importance. And how do we develop a value system that supports our life, that does not kill life. So we need to come up with a proposal that are really helping the young people to identify what really matters in their life, instead of being cheated with simple things, and then by the time they discover they are already worn out. As regard to the investment, so that we are able to create employment for the young people, this all really re-emphasize that we need to cooperate with the government in whatever activities that they are coming up, so that we are able to help the government to realize that enabling the young people will be an investment for the future. So if they are able to create an enabling environment where investors can come in, and also young people can be able to develop their own brands, and they are able to be supported in that, we believe that it will increase the gap of, decrease the unemployment gap, and this has a very high multiplying effect in the social development of the young people. And, the issue of the TVET, that's one of my passionate areas. Because I had mentioned earlier that I believe that through good TVET programs, the question of unemployment of the young people will be solved. And my concern is always how do we improve our TVET systems so that they are able to produce the quantity and the quality of the human resource that Africa and the specific countries really need for their development. So we have quite some interventions that are coming up, but we are still compounded with a lot of challenges in this field of the TVET. But we are happy that the governments within the region, even the African continent as such, they have emphasized very much on the importance of the TVET. And as the Salesians, we feel that we need to invest much on the TVET because it is the light key to the enormous youth problems. And that, if it is done, definitely we really feel that we can be able to work on it. We have an intervention like the Bosco Tech Africa, which is coming up with modalities on how to coordinate the Don Bosco TVET centers in Africa. There are over 96 TVET centers in Africa for the Don Bosco. And we have come up with a coordinating body that is looking at how we can be able to access different resources that can be able to help the improvement of the TVET, Don Bosco TVET centers in Africa. Within the province, we are coming up with a TVET strategy, and this one will indicate clearly the priority areas and how to really effect how to really meet the objective highlighted in those priority areas. So we believe that we are beginning, but there is still a lot that needs to be done on the area of the TVET. Uganda, we are currently having 2 TVET centers. That's the one in Bombo and the one in Kamuri. And in Rwanda, we have 3. That is one in Gatenga, one in Muhazi, and another one in Rango. In Burundi, we are having another 2, that is in Rukago, and one in Buterere in Bujumbura, within the capital city. So we are having 7 TVET centers within the region, but as I said, the demand is high. There is a lot of requests to set up TVET system. There is also a high request in order to improve on the current programs that we are offering on the TVET. Instead of just concentrating on the traditional skills, carpentry, masonry, welding, there are quite a good number of emerging training areas that demands a lot of innovation from the TVET systems. And our TVET strategy, the one that we have developed in the province, it has earmarked these ones. Like now we can speak about the area of water and wastewater management. It's an area that very little has been done in the development of that. The development of that water and wastewater management. We speak about mechatronic. This is the combination of the mechanical and the electrical. There is a lot that needs to be done on that area. Speak about the renewable energy. You can already see here we have installed some solar lighting system. And we don't have to be importing these things even for the next 20 years to come.
It's true.
The only thing that we are missing is a kind of an orientation to how do we develop such technologies, and they are able to help us here. So we feel that there are a lot of areas that really need to be worked upon, so that we are able to align our training programs with the emerging job market. So that's a concern that we need to work on the area of the TVET.
Is to be with the young people, especially when we have this big gathering of young people and they are expressing themselves. That was a youth forum which we organized. So those are for me the best moment when you see every young person who was in that forum was happy and wanted to stay more because of what they were told. They knew things they were told, things they didn't know before. So for me, seeing that multitude of young people coming together, playing together, and trying to be good is, for me, my best moment.
My best moments in Bombo, they are the moments I was with the staff in getting together.
Okay.
When we were, for example, congratulating them. Majority of the staff in the technical school, they are committed.
Yes.
They gain less, but when you come together, they show really the joy from their bottom of their heart. So, meaning they are also happy. When they show the happiness of what they are doing, that was one of my best moments here.
Being here, my best moment, of course, is to be with the children, and especially those children who are stubborn. Most of the time, just being patient. I am happy when I see throughout the time, slowly I see the child changing from the worst to the best. So this makes me very happy. When I see a child whom really was fighting when he came here 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and now he's the first one to start the rosary, to teach our others how to pray, to share with meals with the others, to share games with the others. That is fantastic for me. I enjoy better.
There are two occasions that lingers in my mind of the influence of the Salesians. One is that as I was joining the Salesian, I joined from Nairobi.
Okay.
And from Nairobi, I was assigned the work of working with the street boys.
Yes.
And one of the centers that we are going, we had boys who didn't have any home, who were sleeping on the top of the tree. They would just hang a sack, tie a sack on the four corners, and then climb the tree, and then you just lie on that sack and you sleep there. As a way of running away from the animals down and the insects down, they would go up. So we are able to help those boys to come down from those trees. We took them to the vocational schools in Nairobi. They were trained. They were helped in order to get to the employment. They got the employment, and they started renting their own houses. They got married, and right now they are able to take care of their children.
That's nice.
So having been given the chance to see that kind of a transformation, from the top of the tree to the training, to the work, to be able to hire your own house, to be able to marry, to be able to take care of your own children, that your children are not on the trees. I feel it as really a big fulfillment on that. And the second one comes with the issue of my stay in Kamuli with the young people. Looking at young people who comes when they don't know anything as far as the skills are concerned. You don't know even how to take a measurement. And you are taken through the training process, and at the end of it, you are able even to construct a house. You are able to really have a family and orientate that family with the values. I feel fulfilled when I see that. And I could call them my moment of pleasure in the Salesian life. When you see that you have been able to walk with somebody who maybe without your presence in his or her life, he could not have been able to attain the status that he or she is at the present. So it gives me a lot of fulfillment in my Salesian life.
I would like to thank first of all those who have come in and helped us, and who are continuing to help us, and at the same time call upon each one who has a good will to help us. And being in the community as Salesians, there is nothing joyful than that. We work together with the youth, for the youth, and we want to make this mission successful now and even the future.
To the young people who are out there is that they should embrace really education, but not put aside God. Education meaning now today's world need not only knowledge, they need also competences. And we are there to offer them. Let them work hard to to join us and other technical schools, especially those who still neglect the technical education.
Yes.
I am giving this word that they keep really in mind
Yes.
that the world of today needs more competence than knowledge. Then they will succeed.
I think we have to take decision. As young people, we have to take a decision that we shape our life tomorrow, not just a wrong one. And this we have to be serious about. And it's not just to enjoy now. We see that the problem today is that many young people want to enjoy today,
Yes.
and then spoil their future tomorrow. So it's very important to do what is necessary today. If you are a student, you try to take your studies seriously. Even if you don't have money, but if you are serious about your education, someone will help you.
Yes.
So you have to really take things seriously. That methodology of now, this is what I'm supposed to do, and I'm doing it.
Oh, to the young people, I will say that first of all, I sympathize with them
Yes.
because we have a lot of young people who are denied chances.
Surely.
We have a lot of young people who do not have access to opportunities.
Yes.
I feel pity for them.
Surely.
And I wish that I could be in a position to be an opportunity for them, to be a bridge for them.
Surely.
Second, I would like to request them. Patience is a virtue.
Sure.
So if they could have patience, they are not aware when someone who can help them will reach them.
Yes.
But they could be patient and expectant, waiting that God will do his work in his own time, without getting cheated, and they go to issues that are destructive to their lives.
Yes.
Like now we speak about involvement in a drug addiction.
Surely.
That will not help you to be patient, because the aid might come when you have already destroyed your life with the drugs.
Yes. Sure.
Speak about getting drunk with the drunkenness and all these things. That does not enhance his life. And the help might come when you are completely drunk
Yes.
and not able to attend to your life.